Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of How to Punish. Today we're going to be looking at Baraka. Baraka is considered quite a strong rushdown character. Both of his variations are practical. You tend to see Marauder more than Bone Picker, but as I think Darth Armour, if he's still in our chat, can attest that Bone Picker still has its benefits because it has quite a long range command grab. But as usual, I'll go through all the moves with you and I'll show you what you can and can't do in certain situations when Baraka appears to be at his most oppressive. So, let's go through the moves. So, standing 1, 7 frames, -3. Down 1, 7 frames. So both of his standing 1 and his down 1 are 7 frames. That's always useful. Both -3. In the Marauder variation, he has a couple of normal attacks that are exclusive to those variations. This is diagonal down 1. You can see it's 8 frames. It's also -3, but you just have to be wary because it is a longer range poke than his down 1. So just be wary if he's from this sort of range because he can poke you out from a bit further away. Standing 2 is a high, -9, 10 frames. Back 2, so this is his overhead. This is a very strong move because, especially in Bone Picker variation, which I'll get to afterwards when I tell you why it's almost a mix-up. But you can see it's got quite a long range and it is safe. So yeah, be very careful from about this sort of range. And it can be used as an anti-air as well, so if he knocks you down and he tries to do it again on block, it can hit you out of the air, so just be very careful. -5 as well, making it safe. Forward 2 is a high, -9. Down 2. His Baraka's down 2 is one of the best in the game. You can see how big the hitbox on it is. Be very careful when you're jumping at this dude because he can just swat you straight out of the air. So very, very good down 2. Standing 3 is a high, -7. Back 3 is 14, -7. Very similar to Jackie's back 3 and Sub-Zero's back 3. This is a very good move. So what Barakas will like to do is, if they hit you with a down 1 on hit is 14 frames. So if they hit you with a down 1, they're probably going to do a back 3 afterwards. So if you're mashing, so if you try and press a button while you've been hit stunned, they can hit you with a down back 3 into a full combo. So just be careful if you get hit with a down, I mean you shouldn't be mashing anyway, but if you get hit with a down 1, be careful because odds are they're going to hit you with a down 3. So I think it's better to block low against Baraka because of the down 3, but just be wary of the overheads as well. Down 3 is very good as well, 7 frames. You can see it's got quite a long range, well I say long range, a reasonable amount of range for a low poke. Also -3. For the rest of his moves. Low shank. It's another one of his equipped moves just in this variation. You can see it's very similar to his diagonal down 1. Goes a little bit further than a normal low poke. It's also -3, 8 frame start. So just be careful, as I said, from this sort of range, just be careful because he's going to be looking to poke you out with his Wolverine claws. Standing 4, mostly used as a combo extender, but it is +4, so if you get hit with it in neutral, be careful. It's a bit of an advantage. Baraka's sweep is one of the best things. I think him and Shao Kahn have the best sweeps in the game. So be careful because he can sweep you from quite far away, and it is safe. Forward 4, -1. This is another one of his best moves. Lots of Barakas like to use this because you can see it's a big advancing move and they tend to combo into Chop Chop. So, you know, just to keep you oppressed and then go for another one. So yeah, be very careful and we'll talk about the string when we get to it, but as you can see, forward 4, special cancelable, -2 as well, so it's safe. 12 frame startup as well, it's quite fast and it advanced him. So this is definitely one of his best normal moves. And lastly, you've got sidekick, which is actually +1 on block, so that's pretty good. It's down 4. And then it's just a normal low down 4, really, 15 frame start, but it is +1. So be careful if you're trying to press buttons afterwards because he is at frame advantage. And Baraka is has crushing blows on both of his throws, and he does have. Oh yeah, he's got another. As I said, with this and with this, he has a jumping attack too, which works. I know we don't usually talk about jumping attacks, but because this is a special one for this variation, he does have that too. So, be careful because he has crushing blows on both of his throws. So if he hits you with one and you fail to tech, that's where the mix-up comes in, because then he can do one either side. He doesn't get combos, but obviously, like with most crushing blow throws, they just double the damage. So just be very careful. Yeah, that's his normal moves and his throws. He doesn't have any crushing blows attached to his normal moves other than uppercut. But yeah, Baraka doesn't have many strings either, but the strings that he does have are very good at complementing his style of gameplay. So I'll explain in a minute. So 1-1, this is high, -2, 1-1-2. So a lot of Barakas, if you block their 1-1, they'll probably combo into. So this is his fastest punch, obviously, because his 1-1 is 7 frames. So he'll do 1-1-2 into Marauder if it hits, into the gutted rather. So if I take him off block, he'll do 1-1-2. You can actually hit confirm. Boom. You've just eaten. I mean, that's Baraka's biggest strength, is how much damage he does for very little. The amount of effort that he has to put in, not very little, but the damage to effort ratio is very high. But yeah, what they like to do if you block that is they like to cancel it into hail sparks and just try and keep the pressure up. But just to show you, you can flawless block 1-1-2. So if you think of Barakas are gonna keep applying that pressure, you can see. Oops. You can flawless block it. So if you think they're going to pull the trigger, like if they're going to try and pressure you with 1-1-2 into Hell Sparks, don't let them do that because it's not free. You can flawless block it, and that's quite an easy flawless block as well, similar to Scarlet's 1-2-4. If you do block it, it's +1. So here's plus, and he pushes you away. So they probably try and follow up with a forward 4. But yeah. Then you got 1-2, which is -7, and 1-2-2. So that's an overhead. So you have to block that last hit low. Hey Mort, how's it going, my man? You good? Long time, my dude. Oh, there you go. Yeah, just picked up Baraka yesterday. How are you finding him so far? Do you think my statement of low effort to big damage is fair? This string has a crushing blow attached to it. So if he hits you on a counter hit, you're eating. I mean, that wasn't even, because you can do the gutted, so. Into obviously a better combo than that, but you see I even dropped the combo and that was 390 damage. So be very wary of trying to press a button after the 1-2, like maybe after the 1-2, because 1-2 was -7. Because if he finishes off the string and he gets that crushing blow, or if he punishes you and gets a crushing blow, he's going to pop you up for big damage. So just remember to block high on that last bit. Then he's got 2-1-3, which is actually +1 on block. I didn't know that. +1 on bottom block. This knocks you down quite a long way, so it gives him the opportunity to put down his flag, which gives him more damage. So yeah, be careful if you get hit by this. It's going to push you full screen. Blocking. You got forward 2-1, forward 2-1-2. So forward 2-1 is -8. So that's not safe, right? But generally what Barakas tend to do is they tend to do forward 2-1-2, which is +1 again. So you'll probably tend to do forward 2-1-2, and then they'll just keep doing it. And if you try and press a button afterwards, you'll get hit by it. 1-2-2 is flawless blockable. Really? Anishan in my chat has just told me flawless 1-2-2 is flawless blockable. Let's test that. This is the good thing about doing this with chat, because then that way they can illuminate you. I don't know. Oh, so you can flawless block 1-2. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you can definitely flawless block 1-2. Thank you, Nishan. I don't know if you can flawless block 1-2. You can definitely flawless block 1-2, but I don't know if you can flawless block 1-2-2. No, you can't flawless block 1-2-2, but you can flawless block 1-2. Oh, there you go. So that's good to know. Unless I'm just messing up the 1-2-2, but you can definitely flawless block 1-2. Yeah, 2-1-3. Yeah, so that's another good point from Classic More. If they hit you with a 2-1-3, Baraka's zoning game's pretty decent. I'll go through his special moves in a bit, but they'll hit you with the 2-1-3, and then they can just start. If they want to Hell Sparks you, they can. But yeah, for 2-1-2, it's +1 on block. So what happens is they like to keep doing it, because as you can see, it puts you in range to get hit by it again. So it might seem a bit oppressive. However, as with a fair amount of the plus specs in this, the plus strings in this game, you can flawless block the last hit. And I think this is actually the string that they use in the tutorial to show you how to flawless block. So very straightforward to flawless block that one. Quite a big gap. Just styling. Just wanted to do the full combo. So yeah, very, very big gap that you can flawless block. But also, let me record it doing it twice. Bloody hell. You can low profile it. So because it is a high, don't feel like you have to, because if you try and press a button after, see I'm pressing standing 1 after it, and I'm getting hit, right? It's a high. So if you've got a good low button, you can see, counter hit. Because he moves himself forward with the forward 2. Hey, Narcotica. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just flawless blocked it. So you can see forward 2-on-2. It's flawless blockable, so you can get a full up 2 punish. And if you think they're going to do it again, Garrus's down buttons are whack, but you can see that. Man, doing it too early. I should have Aaron Black for this. But yeah, you can see you can counter it. If you've got good low buttons. Oh yeah, down 2 works too actually. Let me just try. No, maybe it doesn't. You're quick enough. Oh, it does. There you go. Yeah. Thank you, Narcotica. So see, you see the top hit is high. So I don't know what I'm doing a full combo. But yeah, the first hit is high. Basically, that's one of his main pressure strings that he uses if you're unfamiliar with the character. So essentially, the moral of the story is there's plenty of options that you can do to get out of it. You can flawless block it, you can low profile it, and because the first thing, yeah, it does. You're right, Narcotica. I just wasn't doing it close enough. Yeah, if you flawless block it, or you down, or you can down. I guess you can down 1 it even, but yeah, it is a high, so don't let him get away with pressuring you with that over and over again. Back 3-1, -4. This is one of his best staggers, really. You'll find that they tend to do this fairly frequently because they can pull the trigger. So if they do back 3-1-2, the last hit is an overhead, so you have to block it high. And these are all safe, so Barakas like to try and bait you out, and then when you press a button, yeah, dude. You're very... Narcotica just said, in this game, everyone down twos you when you start with a high, which is 100% the God's honest truth. So, yeah, they like to try and stagger you with the back three too. It's not safe, it's -4, so you can interrupt it, but be careful because he can pull the trigger on you with the overhead, and he can get you with that. Or if he thinks you're going to press a button afterwards, he can, if they're cheeky, cancel it into gutted, which gives you a full combo. Yeah, and then finally, Doom Kicks. So, this is one of Baraka's best moves, as you can see. As I already said, forward 4 is one of his best buttons anyway because of how far it moves you and it's safe. Forward 4-4 is also essentially safe at -7. However, if he hits you on a counter hit, which he may do, because he likes to do it from as an advancing option, he boots you. And so he can't get anything off it in this spec other than Fatal Blow. So if he has Fatal Blow, he can combo into it. Oops, dang it. It's quite tricky to do, actually. Oh. You have to time it just after the... Trust me, you can do it. Oh. There you go. Bloody hell. So you can do it. That's the only thing you can get after a crushing blow forward 4-4 in Marauder spec. But yeah, just be very careful on it because it's one of those ones where he can do... What am I doing? You can do forward 4. You can do forward 4. You can do forward 4 into chop chop if he thinks you're going to press a button after the forward 4, or you can do forward 4-4 if he thinks you're going to press a button into the crushing blow for 160 damage. So yeah, be very very careful because they're all both variations of forward 4 and forward 4-4 are safe. So yeah, you can probably go for a probably go for a grab afterwards, but then be careful because as we're just talking about in chat, if you do that and you go for a throw afterwards, he can just down to the taste out of your mouth for 500 damage. So yeah, be very careful of the Doom Kicks. You can see how fast he can go. You can flawless block the first Doom Kick. I mean, I was practicing when I was playing I'm Still the Daddy a lot. I was practicing how to, if you're ready on the, if you're quick. You can get an up 2. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can just do up 3. I mean, you have to really be on point, as you see. Because maybe you can't do. I swear you could do up 2. Obviously not. If they just do forward 4, you can reversal up 2. But if you think they're going to do forward 4-4, then you can flawless block the first forward 4 and do an up 3. Again, it's very much a read, so you just have to be very careful with it. But it is safe on block if he is to do it to you. And as I said, a lot of the time they like to do this and chop chop you. I mean, that's not safe. So if you think they're just going to keep chop chopping you, it's hard to know when to punish it because they can just keep pressing it, but chop chop is super unsafe. So don't let them get away with that pressure either because it's not real. But yeah, let's go into his moves, his special moves. Doesn't have many special moves. As I said at the start, quite a straightforward character. But what he does, the moves he does have, they tend to complement his style of gameplay very well. Blade Spark is his fireball. He actually has quite a strong zoning game, as I can't remember. I think it was Classic Mort said in chat. If you hit them with the two with the 2-1-3 and you push him full distance, it isn't against the realms of possibility to try and zone somebody out, because as you can see, it's quite a fast fireball. The first hit is a high, but if you amplify it, the second hit is a mid. So, you know, not averse to a bit of zoning, and you can, as I said, he tends to finish off this string with it, just to keep it, not because it's safe, but because it pushes him far enough away that it might be difficult for you to punish it. So yeah, be careful of his projectile again. As I said, the first one's a high, and then if he amplifies it, the next one's a mid. Chop Chop. Chop Chop is a funny one. I mean, it's never safe, but it works very similar if you've ever played Street Fighter to Baraka's Lightning, in that for as long as he mashes it, it makes it quite hard to know when he's going to stop it to punish it. You can't just stick, obviously, if you've got a projectile, you can punish it with a projectile, but it does a lot of chip damage. But if you were just to stick a hand in there, it's called Chop Chop, he's going to chop you. And the thing that he can do as well is, probably because they just like the idea of it, he can mash it. I mean, and he can just keep doing it. So he can only do that on hit though. But if you block it, you just have to be careful. As I said, it is -17, so it is definitely punishable. But it's just, you just have to be careful when he decides to stop doing it. As you can see, even after you block it, you know, even after it pushes you out of range, I'm still mashing it and he's still doing it. So, hey, Sugoi. Yeah, so just be careful of it, basically. Just make sure that you don't stick a hand in there too early and then you get chopped up. Yeah, it's called Chop Chop, so he's going to chop you, exactly. Yeah. Gutted. This is, you'll find that potentially at lower levels, people tend to just special cancel into that anyway. Also -17. It works very similarly to Jackie's clinch. Not that he gets as many options of it, but in the sense that it is a command hit that can launch you. This is his main combo extender and the main source of a lot of his damage. So just do a simple combo. See, he gets gutted. It's a standing 4. I mean, that was a really easy combo to do. 340 damage, and you get a tick from the gutted as well. So if you amplify it, you see he sort of breaks it off in there, and then you can see it still ticks for a little bit of damage. So it also has a crushing blow attached to it, in that if it's in a combo of 9 or more, it does that. Lots of damage, you can see. I did 40% damage, and it's got the dot ticking. So yeah, be very careful of the gutted, but he's only going to use it on you as a combo extender. He's not going to do it just like, he's not just going to dash up. He might do if he's mad, he might just dash up to you and do gutted, but mostly used as a combo extender, and in the corner obviously he does insane damage. If you look at, if you follow, I think his Twitter handle is One-Handed Warrior. He's in the channel, he's Ariel T, formerly Blitz. He was posting a few videos the other day of his Baraka. He can get up to, I think, 55% damage without fatal blows. So, yeah, he does a lot of damage. But again, just as a combo extender. And then finally, in this variation, he's got, which he has in both, he's got War Banner. So he just puts this banner on the ground, which also comes out at the end of his fatal blow. And what this does is it increases his damage. So if we see it, a normal throw does 140 damage. With the banner out, it does 168. So it does increase his damage by a fair amount. Again, it's not a hurt, it's not a physical, it's not an offensive ability. You can't just put it. Well, it is in these casual variations, but in this spec, in these variations, he can just put it down. You know, it's not something he can hit you with, even though I just put it on Garrus's foot. Yeah, so you just have to deal with it. The only thing it does is give him damage. But then, again, I say it only gives him damage, but you saw how much damage this combo did before. 450 damage with the flag out and the dot. So it went up by 100 damage. Yeah, so just be very wary when he's got it out if he hit confirms on you. It doesn't last forever. I mean, you see it lasts about 5 or 6 seconds. But yeah, it amplifies his damage by a lot. So just be very careful. And then, well, we might as well do his second spec as well, which is Bone Picker. So Bone Picker loses the Gutted, so you don't have the combo extender anymore, and it loses those long range normals, so you don't have those anymore. But what you do get instead is a command grab. So he doesn't get any more normals or any more any other moves. Obviously, he's still got Blade Spark and he's still got War Banner, but what he does have is 2 moves that he get are very, very useful. So, as we saw at the start, he's got back 2, which is an overhead, right? So you're going to have people blocking high because they don't want to get hit by the overhead. But what that does is they start blocking high, and it makes them susceptible to the command grab. So this is where you have to be careful. Is you think, oh, he's been overheading me on wake up a lot, so I'm going to stand block him, and then he goes for the command grab. The command grab is a high. The command grab is a high. So you'll see a lot of Barakas like to do something like jump kick. You can combo, like all command grabs, you can combo it at the end of juggle combos, which is why it works off a jump kick. It also works off his crushing blow. So you get much more off a crushing blow in this spec, almost 300 damage as opposed to 160. But it is a high, so if you get the read, see, you can duck it. So and just get a full screen punish on it. So it's strong, and again in unison with his overhead, it is very strong. You think, obviously you can't block command grabs, so you think, oh, alright, I'm blocking his back 2, yeah, and then he command grabs you. So again, you can react to it. Try not to, if they get too predictable with it, then you can down to it because it's a high, duck it and down to it, or you can duck it and get a full combo punish. But yeah, if you see Barakas start jumping in on you with jumping 3s, odds are they're going to try and combo it into a command grab. Bloody hell, I completely lost the ability to speak. But the thing is, it even works on block. So this is where it starts getting scary too, is that you can tick throw into it really easily. So you can do stuff like back 3, as you saw there, into it. So you're blocking low, and then you go to stand up maybe because you think, oh, he's going to do the overhead, and you get hit by the command grab. I think forward 1-2 is one as well. Yep. So you think, oh, I'm going to flawless block it, and you get hit with a command grab. So you know, there's a bunch of stuff. I think down 3 works, down 4 works as well. Yep, down 4 works as well into it. So there's a lot of buttons that he has where he can tick into it. So if you don't know what a tick throw is a move, a normal move or a string that puts you in just enough block stun that means that you can follow up with a command throw. So that's when it starts getting scary too, because you start thinking, oh well, he's going to down 2. He's going to down 4 into the command grab. So you duck, so he ducks it, and then he hits you with the back 3. You know, so he's got his mix-up game in Bone Picker is a little bit scarier than it is in Marauder because you do have to worry about the command grab. So, as I said, it is a high, so you can down to it and you can duck it and get full punishes, but just be very wary because, as I said, it looks very similar to his. This is the Baraka that I play because I just love getting people with the command grab. His combo potential is much lower, because obviously he can't go into gutted, and you can't combo into a command grab on the ground, so he won't be doing 1-1 command grab. But yeah, it's still a very scary option, so just be ready for it, basically. And then his second move in this spec is Spine Bursts. This is a very, very good move. And the reason why this is a very good move is, firstly, as I said before, gutted takes away his combo potential. But this, especially in the corner, if he juggles you this from high enough, he will get a combo on you. But he can definitely get a combo on you in the corner, so just be very careful. And as you can see, look how big the hitbox is. Look how far away Garrus is standing. It says it's a high, right? But it is a very, very strong move. So just be careful of Barakas, especially when you jump in on a... Jumping in on a Baraka is scary at the best of times because of down 2. But if he hits you with this, he's going to get you, you know, the hitbox even goes behind him. So you're not jumping... You can see how many spikes come out. So the hitbox is basically like the top half of the screen above Baraka's waist. So just be very careful when you're jumping on that as well. And as you can see, -7, it's safe. So you can't really punish it either. So just be very, very careful. If you see Baraka's, they'll try and cancel into forward 4, catch you pressing a button, 1, 1, 2. You know, so it adds. This is what I mean about his mix-up being a bit scarier in this spec. This gives him a massive ability because he's still got the Hell Sparks too. So if you try and jump, he can get you with these. Yeah, it's, as Classic Mort just said in my chat, it's definitely one of the best anti-airs in the game as well. So a couple more options in Bone Picker. So he doesn't get the immense damage that he gets in Gutted, in Marauder rather. Is it called Marauder? Yeah, Marauder. But what he lacks in damage, he makes up for in mix-up in this spec. So yeah, that's what you have to be wary of. But that's Baraka. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm recording this on my Twitch, twitch.tv/sodiumgym. Come give me a follow, come jam in chat. A lot of people that have followed me recently have come from my YouTube videos and they said they enjoy them, so I appreciate the support. Hit me up on Twitter @sodiumgym. Give me a like and a subscribe if you like the video. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want me to do as well. Obviously I'm going to be doing the new characters when they come out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care and stay salty.